everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of It Figures. Is this 175?
Really?
170? Well, you didn't look it up, did you?
No, I thought...
Why would I look it up?
Because we made reference last week about how we got it correctly because you weren't here. And then if you came back, you were going to totally mess it up again. So, yeah. What is it?
I think it's 175, isn't it?
I don't know. You can go to itfigurespodcast.com and it is...
Oh, it's 176.
176.
175 was
super
last
close.
You guys really talked about that last week?
Yes, we did.
Wow. See, I don't watch the show when I'm not on it. So
it's okay. I don't watch anything you do ever.
Oh, hurtful. Hurtful. How dare you? Well, Rick and Scotty are not here, but this week you do get...
Lord Killing.
And I'm not. But because it's just the two of us and not Rick and Scotty, I actually got good beer this time. So I got Newcastle Brown Ale. So no Miller High Life, no Walgreens brand, no Milwaukee's Best.
I don't know if I say this is good beer. It's just better beer.
I think Newcastle's a pretty good beer. I mean, it's not like the champagne of beers or anything. You know, let's not get too special.
Well, it's not the king of beers.
But it is a good, it's a mighty fine crafted beer.
It does taste 1,000 times better than anything you've ever tried. So I'll give you that.
And it looks like tea.
It's less of a beer face and more of a... Yeah, it's still terrible, but it's not that terrible.
Well, it's hoppy, weedy. Alright, anyway. Let's do some toy news stuff.
You know who's not weedy anymore? Lance Armstrong. Burn.
Oh.
Burn.
Wow. Too soon, man.
Oh,
Too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon.
Live strong.
Oh. Now with some Flutie Flakes. Alright, guys. First up, November 2012, DC Club Infinite Earth figure coming from MattyCollector.com. This time around, it's going to be Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam will be coming with a tiny little doll man. Doll man, was it?
That's a stretch.
Unfortunately, though, this is the crappy version of Uncle Sam. This is from the Alex Ross reboot. So he's got the long hair and he just looks kind of like a doofus. Just, yeah, whatever. But you get a tiny little doll man.
What a random character.
Uncle Sam?
Yeah.
Well, he's been around a while.
Yeah, he's been around, but random. And you know what? They should have released him more like in a July setting.
Instead of November?
Right.
Well, you know, the election. Very patriotic election time.
Maybe.
It's when everybody hates the country. You hear 27 states are trying to secede from the Union?
I don't know. You hear all kinds of crazy stuff depending on what talk radio you listen to.
Yeah, well, if you listen to Alex Jones, man, woo! That's some crazy-ass stuff. But anyway, so if you're a subscriber, of course, that's the one coming to you is Uncle Sam and Doll Man. Otherwise, November 15th, which is Thursday, tomorrow, those will be on sale at MattyCollector.com.
Well, at least I'll say this. It's a new figure.
Well, although it's
not another Batman.
True, but it's just the Joker body with a new head.
That's okay. It's not Batman.
Fair enough. In other Matty news, Castle Grayskull, you hit the minimum orders and you just happen to do it on the final day. Imagine that. Yesterday the goal was, I don't know, like 70-some% was as high as the meter had read. And then magically today you not only hit the goal but then shot way over the mark. Which, going back to the conspiracy theories you hear on talk radio, you know, do you think they really were down in like 70 whatever, or do you think they hit the mark and then just let everybody...
I think places like He-Man.org and like freak out and start rallying people to order on kind of last day. So I think it's possible. So I'm going to say, maybe. But it happens that way so often that I'm like, come on. One of these times, mathematically, we would have to go before the time.
Well, and considering how far over... Like, that gap of how far over is, like, 3 weeks of pre-orders.
So an additional 30%. So 60% of the orders occurred
like in the last
day.
Like, pretty quickly. So, yeah, I almost think they hit that 100 a while ago. And they just like, yeah, we just won't tell anybody. And see if we get those orders to go up higher. So, but there you go, guys. It's coming. If you pre-ordered before now... I guess it is, you'll be able to vote on which characters actually get painted into the scene on the front of the box.
That's kind of weak. That's a little bit of a weak incentive.
They might get Songster on there.
Who cares?
Well,
honestly, who cares about the box art?
Rudy Obrero cares because he's the guy who's painting it. He's the guy who did the original painting too.
True that.
So there you go.
What's something totally 90 Masters painted on there? I want Q*bert. Everybody write in Q*bert on the write-in.
No, you didn't pre-order one, did you?
No.
Are you going to do it now? Now you know it's going to make it.
It's too much. I can't do it.
Yeah, $250 for me is just not. And the price will never come down. They've said if they get 500 times the amount of orders they needed, they'll just add more to it instead of ever bring the price down. So $250 is locked, and just I can't bring myself to do it either.
It's yeah, I don't know.
I'd be more interested in paying $20 for the foam core version that Toy Guru's been using in all these videos. Like, I'd pay $20 for that. Put that on my shelf. That'd actually be pretty cool. But $250 for that? No, not gonna happen.
I mean, technically, it's not a terrible price considering, but
considering the price of collectibles and
yeah, it's just I just can't do it. Not now. I got too much other. Christmas is right around the corner. You know, I got to pay Rick every other day. So
yeah, but you don't have to pay it now. You don't have to pay it until like the end of next year when it's ready to ship.
I don't trust that at all. Look, I don't trust that they're going to have it worked out where somehow you're not going to get screwed on getting charged through Digital River. Sorry, I just don't trust you.
Well, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? They'll charge you for the toy and charge you the exact same price again for shipping. So you may only pay $500 to get it instead of $250. Is that so wrong? Is that so bad?
Well, some people might be living paycheck to paycheck, and that could totally devastate their life for the foreseeable future. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not good overall. But I know a lot of people. Hey, congratulations! You know, you're excited.
I'm actually worn out on the line anyways, so I'm kind of like. Like, probably if it came out in the first 2 years, I would have been like, yeah. But now I'm like, I just, it's too much. Like, there's too much stuff now in this line.
You know, I'm surprised, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm surprised we haven't seen, like, Argentinian bootlegs of Masters of the Universe Classics. You know, the kind where it's like maybe they only have articulation in, like, the shoulders and the hips. It's like they took the figure and just kind of made a mold and then cut those, you know? And
they gotta exist, but maybe it's just not.
They've got to be somewhere, yeah. But
maybe it's just not mainstream enough to be.
I mean, I bet those are like $10 or something. I'd probably buy a lot of those.
Yeah,
I'd buy a lot of those bootlegs if they.
Well, the thing is, I'm looking over at my collection because I have everything up to this point, and will to December because my subscription runs out.
And you didn't renew, right?
No, but I'm like, I'm looking at all. I'm going, my God, there is a lot of pieces here.
Yeah, there are.
There's like over 100 pieces. It's out of control. So, I've had enough. I'm done. I kind of wish it was like a smaller run, like 20 pieces. I'd feel better about it. But now it's like 146 pieces. I'm like, God.
$20 to $25 a pop.
Yeah, I'm looking back going, you know how much money this is?
Well, and you bought. Did you have like 5 subscriptions the first year? 4 subscriptions?
5, I think. Yeah,
and and
then 4 the next year.
You were keeping 1 and sending
3
4 away to
the
be
following
graded.
year, and then 2 this past year, and now 0. I'm not going to 1. I'm going to 0.
Are you gonna buy? Are you try to buy any on day of sale?
No, probably not. There's like I'm literally done. Like just done.
Like you're getting them now, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I get that charge every month. I'm like, when's this subscription end? Like I appreciate it, but I'm just done.
No. All right, well, other news. Marvel Mini-Mates Series 50. They did a fan poll. Diamond Select Toys trying to figure out who should be in Series 50. So they basically broke it down into different tiers of the types of characters and then had you vote, and whoever got the most votes would then be incorporated into the line. So the first tier they called the Main Assault Team. These are the superstars of the Marvel Universe, A-list heroes, and the clear winner was Ghost Rider. So Ghost Rider, the Danny Ketch version with the blue flame head, was the one that they were actually voting for, and that's the one that got it. So,
all right. I go with that.
Second place was Cyborg Spider-Man.
Okay.
And so it's basically Spider-Man with like Cable's arm and like this eyepiece, and I think he's got like Cable's leg type thing.
Does he got a gun?
No, I don't think he's got a gun. But anyway, both of those will be incorporated into the line.
Okay.
So you're gonna get
I can
both
go
of
with
those.
that. I can go with that.
All right.
I can't believe they have 50 series in that, just the Marvel alone.
The second one they call the support team. These are the supporting heroes of the Marvel Universe. These are characters who may occasionally headline a mini-series, but are primarily known as being guys on a team. The winner of this one was Songbird from the Thunderbolts. So that's one that like nobody saw coming there. But, you know, female character, I guess, so she got a little extra push there. People wanted female characters, so there you go. Then you have primary targets. This was an all-villains poll. There were crossover villains and Heroes Reborn instigators. Onslaught came in first place. So if you remember Onslaught, he's like the big, I think it was Rob Liefeld created him. And he was like a clone of Juggernaut with Professor X's brain in it or something just stupid. But anyway, they're going to make him, although I'm not sure if they're going to make him in like regular size or if they're going to make him like an oversized big one. But regardless, he's being made. Second place in that was Baron Zemo the second. So Baron Zemo will be made along with Onslaught. And then they said that
I'm back.
The Wave variant will be Baron Zemo 1. So Baron Zemo 2 is the dude from, like, if you remember 80s Captain America comics, he's in that one. And then Baron Zemo 1 is the guy with the crown, was the Nazi friendly guy. So that'll be your chase figure. And then finally, the last group they simply called Cannon Fodder. This was your army builder type characters, people who may not actually have individual names, but they usually appear in most of the epic crossovers. And the winner was the Nova Corps Centurion. So basically just a random dude from the Nova Corps. Nova Corps is kind of like Green Lantern Corps. So there's just like a bunch of them from all over the universe. So it's just random guy in the Nova suit who's going to be fighting. So there's
So you would totally buy that.
I like Nova, yeah.
You like Nova?
I like Nova. Good stuff. So anyway, so those are, I don't know when those are actually slated to come out, just sometime in 2013. But anyway, that's going to be Wave 50. So yeah, 50 of just Marvel Mini-Mates.
Wow, I'm pretty surprised the Mini-Mate line is still even going after this point. I mean, I know there's huge, like, collector play, and, like, I honestly only have, like, 1 or 2 pieces. I'd like to have more, but I don't want to pay for them.
Mini-Mates?
Yeah. Like, I know they're cheap. Like, they're actually cheap, but it's just, like, I got too much other stuff going on. I can't really... If somebody gave me some, I'd totally collect them. But I'm not going to go and, like, buy them.
See, and
until I have a collection. Once I have a collection, I'd probably start buying them.
I buy them. I actually buy them from the other comic shop in town.
Oh, what a jerk.
Because he orders the case, or 2 cases or whatever, and the people buy the cases at the cost that they're supposed to be, and then the leftover ones, he just sells at $5 a pack.
Oh, well.
So for $5 a pack, I'm just like, and most of the time he's got like full sets left over, so it's like $20, $25 to get the entire, 4 or 5 packs that make that set from him. So I'm like,
do you have a lot of them?
So I've got quite a few now. I've been building them up.
That's dangerous.
I mean, it's small figures. I just like small figures. There's something about it.
Yeah.
Also, Mini-Mates, Toys R Us is getting an exclusive Avengers vs. X-Men set. So if you're looking for that, you're actually going to get like Iron Man in his Phoenix Buster armor. You've got the Cyclops with big Phoenix flames. Kind of looks like Sabretooth fur on him. Kind of looks a little silly. But regardless, that will be coming as a Toys R Us exclusive.
Whoa, what was that?
What was what?
What was that? Go up.
This? Well, it's just Lego stuff. Who cares about Lego?
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny is I got a catalog today in the mail from Lego showing off the new Hobbit stuff coming out soon. And I'm like, you know what? I think I might buy some of those.
Really?
Yeah, they're actually, I like them better than the Lords of the Rings stuff.
I like the Orc playset. It's like the Orc Mines playset where they've got them all like in slaves.
Yeah, it's got the Goblin King. But more importantly, they got these warg, like Wolf Rider dudes, which is kind of cool because they never made like a wolf before. So instead of the, like, typical like Lego horse, you're gonna get a Lego wolf that they can ride. So I'm actually like, yeah, I might buy this.
I might buy some of the, like, if they do the figure packs with like a couple orcs and.
I'm figuring I'm gonna order them because the movie's coming out. They should be hot, and I should do the review. So
Yeah.
I'll buy them.
So you get 100 billion views on YouTube.
What's that? Click, click, click. Whatever.
Let's see. What?
Toy Guru. Trying to be Pixel Dan. So funny.
I'm doing a better job. Let's see here. We've got. Okay, this is.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is kind of upsetting me a little bit. Funko is doing Gangnam Style wacky wobblers and pop vinyl figures.
That's funny.
So you're going to get the greaser-looking dudes with the sunglasses with their legs out, like doing their dance thing, whatever.
You obviously don't watch it.
I saw it once, and I was like...
Whoop, 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 boom, Gangnam Style. Come on, man.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway.
I think it's funny he's getting his own, like, pop vinyl. That's funny.
Would you buy a pop vinyl or a wacky wobble?
That dude is doing very well for himself from just making a YouTube video to go into, like, superstar fame, like, household name.
Yeah, but is he... Is this going to be like a William Hung moment?
No, because he's everywhere. No,
Well, yeah,
he's on
William
Saturday
Hung
Night
was
Live.
everywhere.
He's on Saturday Night Live. He's on, like,
Yeah, but
every late night talk show.
Is he going to be anywhere in 2 months? Is he going to be anywhere in a year?
Who cares? You know how much ad rev he's got to be making off his YouTube videos that are, like, in the hundreds and hundreds of millions of views?
$30.
Oh, crazy dollars. And all his appearances and all that stuff. You know what? If I made one video and it was popular and people liked the song, I'd sing it every day as much as I could, collect every dollar, and then, you know, buy McDonald's or something, you know?
Get some rental properties.
Yeah, do something, invest.
All right. Also, Walking Dead wacky wobblers are coming out. And this is funny because I was actually just talking about this with intern Rick the other day. The promotional pics that they originally sent out were drawings of the bodies with photos of the actors for the wacky wobbler head. But now they've released actual promo, photos of the prototypes, and they actually look pretty good. I like the RV walker with the screwdriver in his eyeball socket. That's
special.
That's pretty interesting for a wacky wobbler. I don't know. I might get a Daryl Dixon, but beyond that, I don't know if I'm really worried about it. Let's see. Diamond Select Toys is doing Expendables 2 figures just in time for the movie to hit basic cable. I don't know. Isn't this already out?
It came to the theater. I don't think it's released.
Is it not on DVD yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, maybe just in time for the.
But more importantly, here's your chance to get all your favorite action stars into a toy format. So I think this is like really smart move.
Actually, the one thing I like is they are doing a Terry Crews. And I'm wondering if I could pop that head off and put him on some other body and make the dude from Idiocracy when he was the president. Did you ever see that movie? Idiocracy? From Mike Judge? Guy who did Office Space, Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill?
Maybe. Maybe not.
It's the one where the guy's in the cryogenic chamber and he wakes up in the future and everybody's idiots. There's like a dude sitting like in his lazy boy chair, but the chair is actually a toilet. And he's watching like the Nutsack Punch channel or whatever, and it's just like this 24-hour channel of a guy like falling down and getting hit in the nuts.
I think so, maybe.
They water all the crops with Gatorade, and so all the crops are dying and they can't figure out why. That show's great. You should watch it again. Anyway, Terry Crews.
Obviously, I wasn't impressed with it the first time around because I'm like, maybe.
Well, yeah, but you also watch a lot more movies. You watch a lot of random stuff all the time. And you do other stuff while you're watching them. You don't just sit and watch them.
Hey, it reminds me. I'm actually watching Her Majesty right now.
What is Her Majesty?
Oh, God. It's like an old, like, fantasy adventure movie, but it's got...
oh, is that the one with...
the Eastbound and Bound guy, and then also 127 Hours guy.
And Natalie Portman?
Natalie Portman's in it,
okay.
and homeboy from Spider-Man. That's also in 127 Hours, where he's in that cave stuff. And he's in Pineapple Express is the other stoner guy, opposite of Seth Rogen.
Oh, Franco.
Yeah.
James Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, and Damian Lewis is in it. And
Damian Lewis?
Yeah.
Who's Damian Lewis?
He's like that redheaded guy from, he had that TV show Life, where he was a cop.
Never saw
canceled. He's in, he's also the star of Homeland.
Never saw it.
So, that's actually extremely popular. So, he's a redheaded guy. Look it up, man. Damon Lewis.
I'll look it up later. All right. Next up, we got Pop Culture Shock Collectibles. They're doing an 18-inch classic reptile statue from Mortal Kombat.
Wait, what? Who is?
Pop Culture Shock
Who is
Collectibles. They're a company that does statues.
Is that new?
No, they've been around for several years.
Oh, my bad.
But this is classic reptile. So it's him in his Mortal Kombat 1 gear. And it's got like a replaceable head, I guess. Because it's got the reptile face or it's got the regular ninja face. It is strictly limited to 99 pieces.
Oh, God. How much is that?
Pre-orders are going on now. It doesn't actually have the price listed.
Is there a link to the pre-order?
Oh, yeah, right there.
That's a guy.
What do you think? Wait, make a guess. Make a guess.
$200.
$200?
$199. $125.
No.
Wait, that's a deposit.
A deposit of $130 with a balance of $200 plus shipping due once the item is ready for delivery.
So just under about $350. Wow.
280.
How tall?
280 with shipping.
What's
18
that?
inches.
No way. No way.
Mortal
Mortal Kombat's not like that popular anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but
it
there are
is popular,
people. There are
but it's
people
not-
dedicated.
Yeah, but it's not
99
This
worldwide. 99
This
people.
isn't like a Master Universe kind of a toy, okay? This is just like, yeah, I love Mortal Kombat. I don't love $280 Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, but worldwide there are 99 people who are willing to pay $280 plus shipping for that.
I'm just saying it's not.
I mean, and Ed Boon is probably going to get like 4 or 5 of them
It
himself.
is. Let me say this: it is a classic, but it's not a classic. You know what I mean?
Well, regardless,
you know what I mean?
Regardless,
It's not
it will
Gizmo
be
from the
coming.
Gremlins.
NECA is doing a Toys R Us exclusive Santa Gizmo from Gremlins.
Buying it. I'm buying it.
Are you really?
Oh yeah.
How much would you pay for it?
I'm sure it's only gonna be like $15.
Would you pay $25?
I'd pay 20, up to 20. I wouldn't pay any more than 20. And 20 is like me being really nice. What is that?
I don't know. It's some douche with some other douche, but I don't know who the other douche is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, regardless, I don't know. I think that's really going to do it for toy news. I don't know if there's really anything else. Oh, did you hear? Disney bought the rest of the world today. Just like everything else. Like they just own it. Like name something.
Pepsi.
Own it. Name something else.
That would be a epic takeover.
Chevron. Own it. Madagascar. They own it. Not the movies. Not the
the
those
country?
movies, but yeah, the country of Madagascar.
Pro
They own it.
Wings shoes.
Own it.
Oh really?
Yeah, they also bought Buster Browns, which is weird because you really don't see those anymore. But they
British
said
Knights?
they bought those, and they also bought Stride Right.
Oh,
And they're going to
Stride.
combine them all together: Buster Brown, Stride Right,
Is that the gum? Is it
and,
the gum?
and BK all together.
Is that gum or a shoe? I don't know.
So anyway, regardless, there you go.
What, did they finally buy Hasbro? Or is that still...
No,
Okay.
who knows?
I was gonna say, I really haven't been reading news today, so if something major happened, I didn't know about it. All I know about today is General Petraeus.
You mean General Betrayus?
That's all I know about today. You don't know who that is? Look it up.
They hate him. They hated him, but they put him in charge of the CIA. But they knew he was having an affair, but they didn't disclose it until they were ready.
There's so much like questionable material going on right now. Like obviously somebody's covering something up, and it's getting ahead. It's getting out of their hands.
I mean, is that going to be like one of those things from Watergate, where like in 20 years we're going to kind of know what happened, but still a lot of the details are going to be.
Well, they were talking on the radio today, like the president, if it could be proven that he was lying to the people, should be impeached. Like that kind of talk is where they're talking right now, and it's legitimately like most likely he did lie. So if you don't know what we're talking about, obviously you're not in the know.
But it's about 60-year-old men having sex, and so that's what makes it so awesome.
So yeah.
Old dudes having.
I think that's kind of the least important part of that, and actually probably the pay attention to this, but not this kind of a thing.
Oh, and we did have a request for more skits and stuff. Like we did the Halloween episode, we had a skit.
No.
So, hi Damien. This is such a great bar.
Oh, nice to meet you in my bar. Here, let me clear you a space.
Wow, so, how about them cubbies?
Yes, Those Bears childrens are amazing.
And scene. All right.
All right.
There you go.
Woo.
Took a lot this week.
I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do it, but we did it. You're welcome.
Maybe next time.
Hey, let me just say this. I hate baseball. I hate baseball. I hate baseball more than I hate golf.
See, I like golf. I like playing golf. Not watching golf, but I'll play golf.
You're an old man. You are an old man.
The only trophy I've ever gotten for any type of sporting activity in my life was a golf trophy I got in the 6th grade.
You know who plays golf? Old men.
Tiger Woods.
And people who cheat on their wives. What?
Actually, I was gonna say, guys who cheat on their wives
and guys
are guys
and guys who make awesome drinks, tea and lemonade. Good move, sir.
Arnold Palmer.
Good move, sir. Check and mate.
All right, so now it's time for the fan corner. First up, Clone Yoshi. Of course.
Wait, what time did he post?
8:36 p.m. on November 6th.
And was that the same day as or the next day?
That was Tuesday.
See, he cheated.
No.
He did that during our recording.
The thread was already locked, so it was time to start the new thread.
So he literally, as we were finished, about 8:30, we just probably finished recording, and he like posted.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably.
Hey, if you're in it to win it.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Whatever.
All right. So anyway, he says, "Hey guys, what show do you think should be next to have a reboot? I would love to see a new Samurai Jack cartoon."
I was thinking that and Toy Smell should have a good reboot.
That new Toy Smell should have a reboot? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't like that show. That show was stupid.
Well, we call it the smell of toys that are new.
Oh, now that sounds awesome. How about reboot? What if they reboot? Or would that just end TV as we know it? Samurai Jack, I don't think would really happen. That doesn't seem...
It kind of just, it's like it's not popular anymore. That was super popular and then it's gone.
I don't see a nostalgia factor really pushing for that one. Although it's funny because shows, technically, cartoons get rebooted all the time. There's always a new Looney Tunes or Scooby-Doo or Tom and Jerry, or those get redone like every...
and that reminds me, I was watching Cartoon Network the other day and it was like, the new Looney Tunes. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's like Bugs and Daffy are roommates and they... whatever. Like, yeah, and my son watches that. And he's like, oh, Bugs Bunny. I'm like... It's not really Bugs Bunny, but I mean, I guess whatever. But yeah, classic stuff.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. That's been out of the public eye for a long time.
But I mean, I think he's probably thinking more along the lines of like Thundercats and Masters of the Universe, and yeah, everybody wants Silverhawks, but that's probably not going to happen because Thundercats didn't take off.
Thunderbirds. That's what we're waiting for.
Thunderbirds.
Yep.
CGI puppets.
No,
they do this on
but
CGI,
I want it to be Trey Stone, Parker.
Doing their Team America?
Yes, Team America Thunderbirds. That's what I'm looking for.
I don't know. I can't really think of anything that has a high enough nostalgia factor that they need to bring back that they haven't tried in the last 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did an awesome job with My Little Ponies.
I mean, everything's been...
I'm pretty happy with that.
Strawberry Shortcake got redone. That a lot of people were freaking out. And it came back.
I freaked out because I don't like the animation style.
See, my daughter loves it. She loves those.
Like the CGI.
Yeah.
Very, very heavy computerized.
But for her, it looks like the toys come to life. And that's what she likes.
I mean, my daughter loves it too, but I just don't like that style. That's why I refuse to watch like the new Transformers cartoon. The Turtles cartoon looks like halfway there, and I'm like, I can't stand to watch. Yeah, everybody's like Transformers Prime is great. It's like, yeah, but I hate that animation style.
See, I like Beast Wars though. Beast Wars was totally over the top CGI.
Yeah, see,
but the story was great. The story was so
it's hard to like
well done.
It's hard to watch. For me.
But I mean, other than that, like I said, nostalgia factor is really what pushes those things to come back. And I don't really see anything. Because the only other thing I would think of would be like Pokemon, and they're still making it.
Oh, how about, Smurfs never got a reboot.
They got the movie.
Well, they never got like a cartoon reboot, which I thought was kind of weird. And how about the Snorks?
What about, Alvin and the Chipmunks? They got those movies, but they never did a show.
They should reboot those because they're hot right now.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, I mean, once they've got it modeled... You know, they've worked out all the animations. They've worked out all the facial animations. They've worked out all the lips. So they know the key sounds to do. It'd be real easy for them to do that show. But apparently they just don't want to. Making them direct to DVD movies is better than.
No, those are not directed to DVD. They are.
I refuse to believe that Alvin and the Chipmunks 3 was in the theater.
They were, and we
I
saw
refuse.
it. And we saw it.
I refuse to believe.
Hey, my daughter loves Alvin and Chipmunks movies. We saw it, and she loved it.
You know what I'd like to see more than a reboot of an old shows. I'd like to see a lot of old shows just released on DVD finally, like Pole Position.
What?
I used to watch that Saturday morning cartoon for Pole Position.
I don't even know what that is.
They did a Saturday morning cartoon, and you had the green car and the pink car, which was the girl.
Was this in the 60s?
No, this was the 80s. Mid-80s, early 80s.
Whatever. I
The
don't
Pole
know.
Position was a game in the arcade, and they made they made a cartoon. Inspector Gadget, I think it'd be cool if it could come back. I just don't know if that
I think they redid that one.
as a TV show, as an animated cartoon.
Yeah, I think they redid that as an animated.
What?
Yeah. I think it was a CGI.
Because I know they did the movies with Matthew Broderick and Stuart French.
Yeah, they did the movie, but I think they redid the cartoon also. Years ago.
Well, I think they need to reboot. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
That would be CGI. All right, Lovable Bill, whose icon is saying hey. Hey, hey. He says maybe they should finish the series before rebooting it. Wait, which series?
Conversation?
What series? That's a reply of something. A question. I'll ask something for once, being a long-time viewer. Was there ever a toy line that you wish had released certain figures that were prototypes before it ended? My biggest example is the Sesame Street figures Palisades was going to be releasing before they went under.
Palisades had a lot of good stuff that never
You
came.
know, Voltron Force had some prototypes of the new toys, and the TV show was doing great, but they just couldn't get anybody interested in a new toy line. And so that's why it ended. They just decided to put all their efforts into live-action movie because they couldn't get the Voltron Force toys off the ground. But the prototypes of them looked pretty nice. And I would look forward to
under the
those.
same thing, just even a year ago, I think was it Jazzwares? I think it was Jazzwares. We're doing the Street Fighter figures in the 3 3/4 inch, and they never finished. Like they didn't get them out. They got some terrible repaints out, and that was it.
Well, that was kind of like the Mortal Kombat line.
Yeah.
They did hey, we can do this ninja and make them Sub-Zero and Scorpion and Reptile and Smoke.
And that's like as far as they got. And at Toy Fair last year, they actually had mock-ups. I mean, they weren't prototypes. They were just like cardboard cutouts of what the figures would look like in their packaging. And like they just where'd they go? I don't know. Gone.
All right.
Instead, they released terrible, painted, cheap ninjas.
You know, I almost wonder if their quality control would be better if they actually just paid teenagers, slave wage to just go.
Look, they picked they must have been trying to save money and go with the cheap factory, but they got screwed because those were the worst figures I've seen.
They probably went to China and they got a tour and they were like, "This is our painting factory," and they go in and they see 500 people in suits. Sitting there with big magnifying things, painting the tiniest little detail, and they were like, "That's awesome! Here's what we'll pay." And then they leave, and all the people in suits get up and leave, and in come the old people with the shaky hands and the big Coke bottle glasses who are trying to paint the figures, and that's who they actually had working on the line.
Yeah, they're terrible. I mean, and not only that, but they use the cheapest plastics. They're terrible articulation.
Because I was super excited when they first came out. I the 3 3/4 inch ones. I bought a ton of those.
I'm pretty sure those figures win the worst of the year figures. I can't think of a worse figure that came out.
It's every Sub-Zero, you open the package and his sword was like this. Because the end got pushed into the plastic and it just kind of...
Yeah, so I would say worst figure of the year were those Mortal Kombat ninjas that released.
All right, Orko. It says, "Hey guys, the second part to my question last week. I'm not asking for any commitment, but would you consider taking a look at a script for a movie I would write?"
Sure.
All right, take a look at it, and it's a script.
It's hard. As long as it's not too terribly long and I can read it fairly quick, then yes. Only because I'm super busy, but sure, why not? Bring it. Maybe you can act it out.
Is it a movie about us?
Maybe you can act it out with action figures, and then we can just watch that.
Just open a YouTube channel, and then just do 5 minutes every day, and work it out. All right, 2. I noticed you had some stuff from D-Pad Designs for sale. Just wondering how those. Actually, we're almost out of Link. Mario just isn't really moving very well, but Link and his Triforce, that one's actually sold pretty well.
we had an order for like some guy ordered 3. He never paid for them. We sold probably at least 30 to 40% of them, and they're selling. And I kind of figured they would sell more towards Christmas time than they would any other time. Maybe if I had a wider variety of characters, I think maybe they would sell. But yeah, it was a good test. I mean, obviously, they're not selling like off the shelves, but that's okay because if I had 100 different choices and I listed 100 of them, I'm sure I would sell more than just 2 choices. So it's a numbers game.
And also things like that do sell a lot more towards Christmas. I mean, my wife does handmade bows for hair bows that it sells for crafts and whatever. During the summer, she'll sell like nothing. And then school starts, it starts selling pretty good. And then about now is when she's getting crushed and slammed and getting in these $100 orders and stuff like that. So now's the time to really start pushing because of holidays and because of Christmas and making sure people know it's available, and just every place you can post a link, post a picture, change your Facebook photo to be one of your products, go to a message board and make the signature pictures of your products. I mean, now is the time to really hammer that home.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% like satisfied in the sales, but I'm pretty satisfied where I would consider ordering more, but obviously a different mix because these weren't like off the shelf. So I think probably something a little more like if you had a pack of 20, they were all something different, then I could buy that pack. I think that would sell better than just...
Or even like if you had like a jumping Mario and a Donkey Kong and a barrel and a flame barrel.
I think I need to test, maybe like a little set, or I need to test, I need to get 5 of, or 3 of, 20 different characters each, 60 pieces, and then see which ones go fast. And then then you can figure out which ones are popular. Just selling them piece by piece is not really determining which is popular now. I thought they would sell good, and they probably will. But I don't expect to sell out for another month or so.
He says also he'd like to see us do another contest, maybe something with a fan vote or something along those lines.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we do have a contest coming. I've been in contact with Shout Factory, and we have a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger DVD box set to give out.
Oh, wow.
Not this week, probably 2 weeks out, we'll start that. Because I just got done talking to them today, so they're sending us a review sample and one to give out. So.
Oh, and that reminds me, actually, there's another contest in the works. I've been talking to the guys who do the Marauders toys, which are mechs with little tiny figures, lots of interchangeable parts. There's a motion comic, music soundtrack, all this kind of stuff. And they're going to be sending us a couple samples. With gold-plated versions and silver-plated versions, and the golds are for us to keep and review, and the silvers are for us to give away.
I have no idea what that is.
I know you don't, because you don't ever read anything.
I do not read anything.
So
that is true.
That will be coming soon. So if any of you guys have been following Marauders on Facebook and you've seen the mech designs coming through, it's a guy who does a lot of conceptual artwork for Transformers and did Transformers comics and stuff like that. This is his own mech line of toys he's working on. So anyway,
well, clearly I'm an idiot.
Duh. All right, Nick the Toy Columnist. He says, "Hey gang, what figures do you own that, to your surprise, are worth a lot of money on the secondary market?"
I have a lot of Lego promotional minifigures that are worth several hundreds of dollars to $600, $700, $800 per one little minifigure. I'm always surprised that people would even remotely pay that kind of money for those.
Honestly, I don't know. Because I don't sell most of my stuff, so I don't really know. The one thing that did kind of surprise me, I guess, is...
I don't sell them either. I just come across, when I'm looking to buy more, I come across them, hey, I got that, and they want how much?
Well, the only thing that really ever caught me by surprise was the Voltron I bought, the 25th anniversary Voltron figure from Toynami, I think it was. That I got it for $25-30 on clearance through Diamond. And now, if you go out to buy one, and it's opened, you're going to pay $100. If it's still sealed and new, you might pay $200, $250. And it just kind of blows me away that I got that on clearance.
Wait a minute, how is opened $100, closed $200? That's way. It's usually a 20% drop down, 20-25%.
I mean, that's what I saw on eBay.
You are the worst eBay user ever, though. Let's just get that down.
Next up is Yoda Soup. Is there any figure you used to own and desperately want to own again but are having a hard time getting it?
Oh, God, yes. Let's see.
Well, for me, it's Modulok and Multibot. Like, I had those as a kid. I loved those. Played with those all the time. Those are the Masters figures that I loved more than anything. And, you know, buying those now, it's so hard to find them complete. You know what I mean? Because you can buy, like, oh, somebody's got a head and a couple arms and a lot, you know? But to find it complete is near impossible. And they always, you know, it's like the last 10 minutes of the eBay, you know, auction, it jumps like 500 times what the...
There's a couple things, I'm like, there are Legos, obviously, but there was these Dragon Rider sets that came out in the 90s that were from the Castle series that were the knights that would ride dragons, and I used to have them, and I keep trying to get them on eBay and stuff like that, but they go for like crazy prices. So that's like probably the worst ones. And an original Lego Ninja line that also came out in the late 90s, I think, with like the Ninja Princess and just the like samurai style. I think they might have been maybe Lego Samurai. Anyways, but they were ninjas, and those sets I just can't get at any reasonable price, and there are not too many of them out there. So those are the ones I need and don't have.
Next up, Henrik108 says, AFA grading. I'm all for keeping rare items sealed in box or in cards, but your AFA graded toys come in a sealed acrylic case. Am I right?
Yes.
Wouldn't you at least like to be able to touch the item instead of having it contained in an acrylic force field?
No. That's why I buy two. One for AFA grading and one for use. But honestly, with as much stuff as I have, if I'm willing to seal it forever, then I kind of put it into what I like to... The only reason I graded toys is because I appreciate the toys as an art form. And with that being said, I don't really want to play with them. I want to look at them. And those actually make a really great showcase for your toys. And for whatever reason, putting them in those cases make them look like so much better. And I know it's just a piece of acrylic plastic, but for whatever reason,
you're making a display case.
Yeah, it's like basically framing your pictures, and they look better. And that's how I feel about the AFA grading. I haven't done it as much lately, but you know,
because it's expensive.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand. But I have so many great pieces, and honestly, I just like looking at them. Especially the loose figures I have graded, because they put the figure loose, and they put their weapons, accessories, and their bio cards, and like this nice little kind of like plaque kind of thing, and I like looking at them. I don't need to touch them.
If you want to touch something and have fun, there's always yourself.
For sure, and it's free.
He says, with all the vintage Star Wars toy reproductions going on, weapons, cards, etc., is there any chance that eBay sellers can fake an AFA graded item? Possible, but very difficult.
Well, AFA will actually sell you the acrylic casings if you just want to buy casing plastics. So yeah, you could, but it's easy to check because every item is serialized, and you can check those serial numbers on the AFA's grading site to see if they're legitimate. So I mean, I guess you could fake them, but they're so easily to report and to see if they're legit or not.
He also says, last Friday there was a small water leakage in the basement of the apartment complex where I live, and I called the landlord, and he said, yeah, I'll look into that on Monday. So once again, water risks ruin stuff in my basement storage, so I've learned the hard way. I need to protect my beloved collectibles from such hazards. And what have you done to secure the most valuable toys in your collection? Many of you seem to store your collections in basements or garages, a pretty vulnerable location, right?
I have all my toys right now in a garage attached from where I live. And I put everything on at least 2 feet off the ground, and everything's in tubs, snapping tubs, everything.
Yeah, what I've done is I've got metal shelves in my basement now, and anything that's in like snap-tight containers I put on the bottom shelves, and then stuff that's loose goes on the top shelves. So in case it floods, the stuff on the bottom will be safe, and the stuff on top should be high enough. But yeah, I did have that problem a couple years ago. I think in 2008, 2009, whatever. We had like 2 straight days of rain, and never had a problem in my house. 7, 8 years I've lived there. But that one time, for whatever reason, I got a couple feet of water in the basement. It shorted out electronics. It destroyed a bunch of comics. It ruined a whole bunch of my toys, and I just had to chuck stuff, and just out it went. So I did lose a lot of toys, and there's just nothing you can really do. And it was sewer water too. So like some of the toys, I was like, oh well, maybe I could still rescue. It smells like poo. Gotta let it go.
Well, because of your experience is what made me buy tubs, and I invested in them. And honestly, like when you go to the store, you're never like, yeah, I'm gonna buy some tubs. Make a special trip to go out there and just buy like 5 tubs because they're fairly cheap, and sometimes the bigger ones are a little more expensive, but
they're totally worth
the cost.
And one of the things I got into several years ago when I started collecting the DC Universe Infinite Heroes is I started buying tackle boxes and craft boxes and using those for the loose figures. Because they've got adjustable slots you can put the little pieces in. So you put the guy, you put his accessories, you snap it shut, and then even if you're worried and you think, well, that's still not enough protection, you can just take some Scotch tape and wrap it around the edge, and then now it's sealed completely. If you want to do that to keep it safe. So, I mean, there's all sorts of things that are not made for toys that you can use for toys that will keep them totally safe. Now, if you got an earthquake or an asteroid hit your house or something like that, well then, there's only so much you can do. Zombie apocalypse comes, your He-Mans are going to be safe, but are you really worried about it at that point in time?
Yeah, because that's all you got left. He-Man, you're the only one that loves me still.
I do have a giant safe in the basement that's actually like this thick metal, like all the way around. Like it's one of those things that came with the house because it's too heavy for them to actually be able to get it out. Because it was put in when they built the house.
And you use it?
And well, right now it's got like mortgage paperwork and the car titles and stuff like that. But I mean, hey, if something goes down and there's like fire moving through town or something like that, then like all the Tron toys are going right in the safe. And then locked.
Yeah, but is it fireproof?
Actually, it is.
Okay.
It
is. Sure?
Like
Did they just tell you that and you never
No, this is like a World War II, like it would survive the bombing of London, is what it was made for. So, all right, finally.
But Tron toys are not valuable. You could rebuild your whole collection for like $50.
All right, finally, Mega Douche Flare. Oh, I'm sorry, Mega Deuce Flare. I'm bad with names. That's all that is. Bad with names.
You just can't read good.
Around this time, there always seems to be the toy. Tickle Me Elmo, the original Furby, Power Rangers Season 1 Megazord, etc. The kind of thing that drives otherwise rational people to enraged, foaming at the mouth psychopaths, scurrying the various stores trying to find the toy, fighting other rabid psychos to find that there's only one or a small amount of the toy. So what otherwise ordinary toys that have gone on to become the toy have made you go, huh? People are fighting over that? Have there been any of the toys that you've either begged your parents to get or have fought over to get for your children? You didn't, like, I've had to search online, but not really fighting people for it.
I think the Wii is and if we're going to count video games as toys, is the first toy that I actually hunted down where people were fanatic about it. Because when that thing came out, even for like a year after the thing came out, you could not find it anywhere. I know this year they're trying to push the Furby to be the new big toy.
It's not.
And it's just not happening. I checked online for pricing. I was like, I wonder... Because I could have ordered some for the store. I'm like, I wonder how I would have done on that. And I'm looking online and I'm like, people are just selling it for retail.
The cost, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, the things are way too expensive. So for this year, I'm not sure what this year's like toy is going to be.
Yeah, I don't know if there's really anything.
A new Mickey Mouse. Like last year, there was a Mickey Mouse that would dance. And they got a new one this year that does something similar. But it's kind of like on the off, shelves.
The only thing that I've run into is... now that I've got 2 kids and my sister has a couple kids and you've got a kid and, all that kind of stuff, the only thing I've run into this year is there's a Doc McStuffins doll that's apparently hard to find that my niece really wanted really badly. And that's something that everybody in my family went on a hunt for. Every Toys R Us, every Walmart, every Target. My mom finally found one at Meijer. And you can buy it on Amazon for like $60 for this $29.99 toy.
Yeah, I saw those at Toys R Us a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but they're not there now. So Doc McStuffins is the big girl's toy that seems to be going quickly. But, beyond that, toys have just so...
Well, let's look at it. The Monster High doll style has now split into like 7 different companies. Because now there's like La-Di-Da Girls, there's Novi Stars, there's The Monster High.
Do they still do the Lala Loopsy?
Well, Lala Lucy's pretty big, but
it's not like it was.
They've had a year of because like if you remember the hamsters, how
the Zuzu Pets,
the Zuzu Pet hamsters. You know how big they are. Now everywhere is clearing them for like $1.
Yeah, I was gonna say we bought a bunch of those for like 99 cents.
Yeah, so like this year I don't know. And like Skylanders was super big last year. This year I don't think it's as popular. I think they waited too long. The Giant series that's out now, it's just not selling.
Well, and the problem was the original game came out. It was $69.99, and you got the game, the portal, and a couple figures. Now, if you just want the game and you don't want the portal, it's like $59.95, and it's $74 or something for the Giants box. It's like people want the expansion game to be like $29.99. Like if I already own the portal and you're just going to resell me the game that can do the new stuff, why is it, $60 again? Like, nobody wants to pay that.
Well, I've noticed that a lot of Black Friday sales this year are going to be like a brand new Xbox 360 and the giant Skylander pack for like $150. And I'm like, that's pretty good deal. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in Skylander's performance so far. I think once they hit Spyro's Adventures, it was just like,
pew.
So,
all right. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Hey, Walking Dead figures are out now, in case you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, and actually we have the, there's two versions of the Walking Dead Series 2 TV ones out there. There is a short card, which we have, and then there's the normal card, which is like a little wider rectangular card. So these are actually going to be at comic book stores, and retail versions are going to be different. So just remember, if you're out there buying these Walking Dead Series 2 figures, there's two varieties. And we have the short card, which is a more rare variety.
Wow. And the crawling zombie comes with a broken BlackBerry.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. So I would say maybe these toys are going to be hard to find. And we actually got them a little early. So if you go to shoppcn.com, you can find these figures. They're available. We have multiple sets, and they should go fast. Because if you remember, the Walking Dead series figures last year, they only lasted for like, I want to say they were on the store shelves for about 2 months at normal pricing, and then from that point on, they went to like triple, quadruple pricing. And I'm still sure now, if you go on eBay and you type in Series 1, that stuff is just out of control. The TV series, not so much the comic series.
Did you sell all the Zombies versus Hunters?
Yes.
Oh, those all sold out?
Yeah, instantly.
All right, yeah, because the other awesome thing that we got were the Zombies versus Zombie Hunters packs, which are like the little army men, except they were zombies and then like rednecks with shotguns.
Yeah, they only took a day and a half to sell them.
Well, I'm glad I kept a set then, because those are super cool. And Walking Dead is doing their own like actually licensed version of those, but that's going to be $13.99 for 10 figures.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And this was like $8 for
30,
yeah, something like that. Big bag of army men, except it was zombies
and it was by God, was it
MC Toys?
MC Toys.
Yep.
So yeah, and so that's pretty much it for the new toys that we got this year, or we got for this week. I'm sorry, this year. So there's not really much else going on. Hopefully, in the next coming weeks, we'll have all the latest and greatest Christmas stuff. And also be sure to keep watching, because I'm not really sure if it's going to happen next week or the following week, but we will do that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers DVD box set giveaway. And of course, you said you have those
Armor Marauders, which I'm not sure when they're coming. I mean, they're coming from Singapore.
That's the thing too. I'm not exactly sure. I just got confirmation today that we'll get the set, so I'm not sure if it'll be for next Tuesday or the following. So it'll either be next week or the week after. We'll have those contests getting ready to launch out. And for all you guys that were on the forums at jointheforums.com, part of the Pop Culture Network's forums, if you were a part of the Secret Santa, remember to actually go and buy your Secret Santa gifts. Don't forget.
I got to get mine mailed out this week.
Yeah, don't forget.
I got to send mine out. So, Secret Santa, yay, stuff. So, all right, don't forget to go to shoppcn.com for all your toy, video game, comic book, DVD, CD needs.
I know a lot of you are going to be pressured this year for like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? Just go to shoppcn.com. Check through our, we got over 100,000 different items in stock. Just go through them all. do
you
your
have a wish
wish list, and then email it to your friends and family and say, hey, look, I like this, and then they can purchase it and we can ship it directly to you. We got a 24-hour ship program here where we get it out within 24 hours generally, and usually shipping time in the U.S. is only about 2 to 4 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a couple days to most places.
Yeah.
There are a lot of times that
There's some days, sometimes I can get it to you almost overnight. It's just the shipping is that great, but I would say roughly you're looking between 2 to 4 days. For out of the country people, we do ship worldwide. However, please understand that shipping across, once it leaves the United States, is completely in control of the customs of your country. So I could send you 10 different items all in the same day, and they would get there, all 10 of the items, on different days, because it's just customs says this one goes in, this one stops, and so you got about anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks of wait time. If you're in Southern America, it's probably on the lower end, the higher end. If you're in like Canada, Mexico, Europe, any of the Europe places, you're probably going to get those in a quick.
The Europe places.
Yeah, like Germany and
the Europe. Yeah, but not the European
France,
nations. The Europe places.
The Europe places. And in Japan, places that were pretty U.S. friendly, you're going to get quick. All you people that are not so U.S. friendly, it's going to take a little bit longer because your customs, for whatever reason, hold your eyes. If you're going to Southern America, like Chile, Brazil, Argentina, all those places like that, you're definitely going to be in the higher end.
And if you're in Ireland, it just kind of depends on how sober your mailman is. Because a lot of times we get addresses that just say, like, Blue House at the end of the road, Killarney, Ireland. And you just like, okay, and you send it off, and you hope the guy knows where the Blue House is.
Ireland shipping is the best because there's no numbers. You just kind of describe where you're sending it, and somehow it gets there.
Joe McNichol, Red House.
So I guess there's not that many places in Ireland. Maybe,
Ireland.
I guess the biggest cities like Dublin and all that might have street numbers, but anywhere else it's like past the big oak tree, 3 acres west.
It just says the sheep farm. You're like, oh, is that trademark, the sheep farm? No, it's just a place that has all the sheep. Okay. All right then.
So that's just your shopping tidbit. Also, go to go to jointheforums.com, go into the It Figures category, and let us know what the big toy buying thing is.
Yeah, actually, have you had problems finding anything yet?
I'm curious what everybody's buying, because I haven't bought my daughter too much yet, and I'm kind of curious what's the hot thing right now.
Actually, our kids are both getting a Nook color. They're each going to get their own Nook. It's going to come with their own Angry Birds and Bad Piggies and Cut the Rope and like their own.
I think I'm buying her an Easy. I don't want her to hear it, but an Easy Bake Oven. She's obsessed with playing the game on the iPad or whatever, and she wants the actual item. So if you guys want to help, you can kick in some.
Did you guys get an iPad?
No.
You got a Zoom, don't you?
Her grandma has one, and she plays it all the time. And Gwen has an iPhone, so they play it. But so if you guys want to kick in, you can send me some, not the machine, but the actual like recipes, like extra cakes, all that. She'll love it.
And then we can eat them. Maybe we can eat them on the show.
Yeah.
Have a couple beers,
There
eat
you
some
go.
brownies. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on It Figures, the Toy and Action Figure Show on the Pop Culture Network.